Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be replacing the handbrake shoes on Stevo the Evo. As you are aware, I'm on a mission to get all the mundane problems fixed, all the minor things, all the minor maintenance jobs out of the way so that I can show you my big plans for Stevo. Now, the handbrake shoes, they're not too bad. I did get to take a look at them when I fit the gyro discs, but what happened after fitting those gyro discs, the handbrake wasn't quite as good as it needs to be. Now, I could probably adjust them and it'd be fine, but I do know that they were quite worn. So I've ordered some from Rossport. As usual, Rossport got the parts to me straight away and with no fuss. So I've got genuine Mitsubishi handbrake shoes to go on Stevo the Evo. So yeah, I want a clean slate, absolutely no problems, a fully maintained car before I go doing any of my big plans to Stevo. So yeah, just another thing to tick off the list. Let's crack on. So the first thing to do is get under the car. Because I'm using external reservoir coilovers, I'm going to have to remove the coilover. Well, not remove it, but just undo the bolts so I can move the hub out of the way. So I've put a spanner on the nut side, and then I'm going to put the impact gun on this side. Just use a mallet, rubber one. So now we can rotate the hub. Now the main reason for that, we could get the caliper off with a spanner, but we wouldn't be able to torque it back up with a spanner. And if we want to use a torque wrench, then we're not going to have enough room. So we might as well just remove the shock so we can get access to the caliper bolts. Now we're going to have to undo the two caliper bolts, then we can pop off the caliper. Looking at these shoes, they're very thin, but there's nothing majorly wrong with them. Sometimes they separate from the metal backplate and they're completely ineffective, but on this case they're not too bad. Now, on first inspection, it would appear to get this to work we need to pop these springs off. Then this little washer here, I believe we'd have to push that in, rotate it 90 degrees, and then they should just pop out then. And then down here we can see the adjuster. So now that we've undone the top springs, there's a bit of movement now, and we can get some access to this washer type thing. So we've either got to rotate the washer or the pin, and you can see there's a little cutout on this washer, and then the pin will sort of release then, like so. Then we just repeat then on the other side. So I've got the piece on the vise now, really easy to unclip it from the cable. You'll be able to see when you get there, just like a bike cable. You pull it and then there's a little cutout for you to slide the cable through. Now, to get this clip off without damaging it, I've tried a couple of little ideas I've had, and I've settled on using this extension, tapping it nice and square, and you can see there it's starting to come off. So it's a bit like a horseshoe, the shape. There we go, we got it off without breaking it. So I'm just going to unhook that, place it by there. So the new part now in the vise, got a dirty rag to sort of keep it in one piece when it's being clamped by the vise. We just got to stick this on as it was removed from the old part. There we go, little squeeze of the mole grips just to give it a bit more of a pinch on this bit, and also there's a little bit of a bend on one of the clips. I think it was like that when it came out, to stop it ever being able to just pop off. So that one's complete. Let's stick it back in. So this is easy. Once again, you might have to hold the pin on the back just to stop it moving around. But you can stick this on. Got to compress the little spring and then rotate it 90 degrees, like so. So the instructions say that the bolt needs to be facing the back of the car on the right side of the wheel, or the front of the car on the left. So we're going to reset it, but not to the point that there's tension on it, and then we're going to pop it where it's supposed to go. Now then, we've got to make sure we don't forget to put this in. The long side faces the outside of the car and the side of the handbrake bracket. So we're going to slide that in. There's a funny looking spring and it goes on there, and it just keeps the tension against the handbrake mechanism. So we'll pop that in. Now we just got to put this little triangle piece on, and then to finish off, the springs. So the handbrake shoes have now been replaced. Now the only thing we have to do is fully reset this little tensioner. Now all the springs are on. I didn't do it before because I was using it to sort of hold everything in place. So now it's all done. Just got to wind it round. So here's a close-up look, in case you're wondering how it all goes back together. You can see this is the rear right side. Okay, so I've put the bolt in, connected up the lower arm as well. So all I have to do now is just torque up the caliper bolts. So they were torqued to 59 foot-pounds. Now I just got to torque the lower suspension bolt, and I forget what it is every single time. The torque spec was 52 foot-pounds. So hopefully you found that video helpful. Yeah, they're on now. So that's another job to tick off the list. I only have a couple of minor jobs to do, and that's just to top up some of the oils in the rear diff. And then I'm ready to make a start on my big plans. So the big reveal is coming soon. I'm still waiting on bits and bobs to arrive in the post, and then I'm going to show you what I've got planned. So hopefully you found that video helpful. If you did enjoy it, be sure to click like. It really does help the channel to grow, and also it'll help other people looking for this video to find it. And if you haven't already, consider clicking subscribe. It's not just boring maintenance tasks that I do on Stevo. Do a few nice upgrades, a little bit of testing, and some track days too. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.